So the technology in these subwoofers is something that has never been done before. And that does sound like sort of a really bold statement. But when you peel back the layers and look at what we've done from both the amplifier to the driver to the DSP to everything else going on in there, it's really sophisticated. So why don't we start with the amplifier?
Yeah, and this is where the revolution comes into play. So we mentioned in the previous video, we were talking about, we didn't want to push you to have to upgrade your outlets from a 15 amp circuit to a 20 amp circuit. And part of the way we're able to do that is the new amplifier platform. In lieu of making one larger, more powerful amp, it's actually broken into 4 smaller amplifiers. So on the 17 Ultra Revolution, we use a 2800 watt amplifier system, and on the 5000 Revolution, it is a 2000 watt amplifier solution. And the way they're done is actually broken up into 4 smaller amplifiers that are then bridged together to create dual mono blocks. And those amplifiers are then feeding to the new driver, which offers a dual voice coil. And on the 17 Ultra Revolution, what we've done is carried over that 8-inch voice coil from the 16, but have now offered 2.
Yeah, and the reasons behind this may seem obvious, but there's actually a lot of layers to unpack here. The first being you're now able to essentially double the amount of current going into the motor structure, so you can absolutely have precise pinpoint control of that driver. And when you're talking about larger 15, 17-inch drivers, you need some current to be able to control those without getting distortion or bowing of the driver surface. So that was one point that was important. The other benefit of this dual monoblock design is what we're able to do in terms of having current on reserve. And you mentioned that 15 amp home circuit. What exactly is the play there as far as wanting to have that monoblock design?
So the amplifiers themselves will store additional energy when needed, so that those big bombastic scenes come up in your movie or big thunderous bass in your music. You've all been in a home when the air conditioner kicks in and the lights kind of dim. We don't want that happening when you're watching a movie, because that would happen quite often. So by storing that additional power in the amplifier and having a built-in line conditioner on the amplifier, you're never going to see that. It will always perform at its top expectations regardless of what's coming into the amplifier.
That's exactly right. And when you're talking about the line conditioner, it's a real benefit because, again, you have a lot of different components on your outlet there, and you don't want the subwoofer to be drawing so much that even some of your other components aren't able to perform up to their peak capacity. Now the DSP, I feel like this is one of those unsung heroes. Yeah. We mentioned the tractor pull. How loud can it go? How low can it play? The brains, the intelligence of the new Revolution subwoofer platform is beyond anything that's ever been done in a subwoofer before. 295 megahertz analog devices DSP. And what are some of the functions that this DSP is controlling?
Well, you mentioned the 295. The previous series that have been out there for a while use a 50 megahertz DSP. So still immense processing power, but now what this allows us to do is in the amplifier platform where we use the app for control, we have now gone from 3-band parametric EQ to 6. The power factor correction option, which is what allows us to monitor power that's going inside there. In-room correction will be an option that's part of the new Revolution series as well. So there's a lot of cool things we can do, and it's also monitoring the signal and making adjustments on the fly too.
Yeah, I mean, everything from heat dissipation to how much current is entering in the motor to be able to hit those big bombastic moments that you were talking about. There's just so many things happening within this subwoofer in even a second while it's at peak performance level, that it really kind of blows your mind what is possible with the DSP. And it's almost shocking that more subwoofers don't have this level of sophistication when it comes to the DSP, because it provides so many advantages, both acoustically from a user standpoint, and then also just its performance capabilities.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool story that we're able to tell, because we've started refreshing the previous line, and the 17 Ultra is where we start. And then we have the 5000 Revolution series, and eventually the other models will change out too. So it goes back to one of our original stories, is this uncompromised performance story. No matter where you come into our line, as we grow this new Revolution series, they'll all share this technology. And I think it's a really cool story to be able to tell.
And then from a lifestyle standpoint, you hit on this earlier, but we've maintained roughly the same cabinet size for both the 5000 series and its predecessor, the 4000 series, and then the 17 Ultra Revolution and the 16 Ultra. We got rid of the front panel display, which was something that really wasn't needed based on how popular the app has become. Yeah. And so you have the opportunity to have a better, more compact subwoofer that can fit more easily in more room situations without actually not sacrificing, with improved performance. So I think that was another one of the big hallmarks and breakthroughs we made was greater performance from the same size cabinet.
Yeah, and we've carried over the same RCA connections for both left and right. You also have XLR, and now we just have a little more cabinet volume because the display is gone, so it just gives us a little bit more range. So you'll see this in the 17 Ultra Revolution series and the 5000 Revolution series, where we're introducing all these cool technologies and have advanced the platform to be beyond where we were with our previous flagship.
Yeah, we could not be more excited about these new subwoofer technology platforms. It's really going to provide a new benefit to homeowners, but also a level of performance that's really never been seen before at these prices. And so we think a lot of people are going to get excited about it.
And if you want to find out more, we don't want to go into the tech and do deep dives, so just jump on the site and you can look up the information. You can see the different wattage ratings and go through the amplifier and the app control as well.